As world crisis hits home, as the play Darfur hits the stage, a reenactment of the Boston Tea Party shows how people feel about rising taxes, and students find out where they will be living next year at Room Draw. All this and more coming up next on College Week.
Live from the Jeske Fine Arts Center on the campus of the University of Sioux Falls, this is College Week. With Daniel Hodges, Mary Eggstad, and Jerry Coxwell Sports.
Good morning, I'm Daniel Hodges.
And I'm Mary Eggstad. Thanks for joining us. Sioux Falls citizens were transported back in time last Wednesday as thousands gathered around Covell Lake and Terrace Park to see a reenactment of the Boston Tea Party. Sign and flag-waving community members protested pork barrel spending and government waste. Although real tea was not dumped into the city lake, Thomas Jefferson, Uncle Sam, Thomas Paine, and other American patriots tossed empty crates, marked higher taxes and bailouts overboard. The event, sponsored by the Sons and Daughters of Liberty, did not invite any political leaders to speak because they said that the issue affects all people, whatever their affiliation. Attendees were asked to sign a banner that will be taken to Washington, D.C., and to text their opinions to show how many people are opposed to the taxes. The Tax Day Tea Party was held across the country, as well as in Rapid City and Spearfish.
Thursday night in Java City was Jazz Night. Student activities and the USF Jazz Band teamed up for a night of music and dance. While the jazz band played an array of recognizable tunes, Rebecca Meerman, co-coordinator of student activities and Sullivan Hall resident director, taught students who attended how to swing dance. This was just a portion of student activities leading up to this year's spring formal. Watch your campus email for more activities in the coming weeks.
After almost 5 months of waiting, the USF football team finally has its rings. The annual Athletic Awards banquet held on Thursday doubled as a ring ceremony for the 2008 NAIA National Football Championship team. USF radio color analyst Tim Hyatt emceed the event, and former head coach Bob Young was the keynote speaker. Current head coach Kalen DeBoer presented his team with their new rings, as this is the Cougars' second national championship win in the last 3 years. All proceeds raised from ticket sales will go towards paying for the cost of the rings.
The next USF Theater production is about to hit the stage. Here's College Week's Aaron Heinert with a preview of the show.
Tackling tough issues has become the theater department's motto. USF's newest play, How Long Is Never, is a response to the war and genocide happening in the small province of Darfur in the African country of the Sudan. Cast member Gary Kashali has experienced a similar circumstance to that which is discussed in the play.
My family came from a situation that is not, it's kind of close to it, not exactly the same. Being from the Congo and then living in Bujumbura like we did, we had to face, my family and I faced the Rwandan genocide, which was the Hutu and Tutsis fighting against each other, which bled from Rwanda to Burundi. So my family has this idea or understanding of what war is kind of all about.
This was an open casting call where members of the community were able to audition. Kashali explains why it was important for him to join the cast.
We've never seen. Is that why you're laughing?
I felt like this is something that I really wanted to get into because I could get emotionally invested in it, because I know what it's like to hear my mom tell me, oh, your cousin's having a little bit struggle getting food today because they're fighting near their homes, or this fear of your aunt's missing and she's been kidnapped. You know, all these situations my family has had some understanding of. And
the play does not follow a traditional script, as several different storylines are played out at the same time.
To be able to jump from character to character has been really exhausting because each and every one of them are so distinct. One doesn't care, the other one cares too much, and one other person is just trying to figure out how life is. So it's been very, very, very tiring.
A small dance number will also be performed by a few cast members. The song they will be dancing to was recorded by some women in the community.
Following me like a ghost. Tell me, mother, I am not your mother. Tell me what they do to young women like me. What do you want from me? Each day I turn around and then that you cannot recognize me. You, who know every mark on my body. Young woman, I am very sorry that you have lost your mother. But haven't we all lost so much? Why do you not recognize me? I cannot read these stories written on your body because they are in a language that I do not understand.
However beautiful the choreography is, though, at the heart of this play is a call to action.
That's what it is, isn't it?
What they're going to see is a lot of emotion, a lot of sadness, just a lot of confusion. And hopefully what they get out of that is this curiosity. That's all we really want, because we're really not going to go in depth with what's going on in Darfur. We're just going to drop you there and show you the scenes and just let you try and unpack on your own what's going on. So that way that when you leave, you take action. Because if we just tell you about it, you might feel sad while you're there, but after you leave, it'll be over with. Whereas if we just leave you with random things and we let you guess, then maybe when you do leave, you'll actually want to know more about it. And I think that's what anyone who wants to ever present a message to someone else really wants, is that the other person actually does something, that they actually do take action and do change things.
I loved far more than any woman has
For
ever
College
told
Week,
me.
I'm Erin Heinert.
My father.
How Long Is Never opens April 22nd and at 7:30 and runs through the 26th. For tickets, call the box office at 331-6787.
Coming up after the break, hear how the annual Room at Draw event is changing. We'll be right back.
The Residence Life Department was gearing up this past week for Room Draw, where students wishing to live on campus in the fall picked a roommate and secured their spot in a dorm here on campus. Room Draw is an event where students' names are drawn based on credit status, beginning with seniors to determine housing placement for the following school year. When a student's name is drawn, they go with their roommate and sign up for the residence hall of their choice based on space availability. While traditionally all students met in the Stewart Center, this year only those who have roommates and are wishing to switch dorms need to attend.
Keeping room draw numbers low were two new twists implemented by Residence Life. If an upper class student did not have a roommate and was not sure of where they wanted to live, they were given the opportunity to fill out a roommate request form. The Residence Life staff automatically placed those students with the roommate in an upperclassman dorm. Secondly, students that wished to retain their current room for the upcoming school year could squat their room by filling out a room squat application with their roommate or roommates. Tune in next week for full coverage of the event, as we will see what students and staff thought about the new changes.
To meet the demands of a growing interest in business, College Week's Jordan Erickson looks at the new entrepreneurial studies minor.
Last year in the Wall Street Journal, it said 70% of high school seniors would be interested in owning their own business or own enterprise at some time in their life.
With this in mind, USF decided to start offering classes for a new entrepreneurial studies minor headed by Ryan Van Zee.
Last semester in the fall, we offered one. This semester, we offered three. Next semester, we're offering 5. So by next fall, students can get a minor in entrepreneurial studies by taking 6 3-credit classes.
But the minor isn't just for business majors. Van Zee encourages all students to look into entrepreneurial studies.
So it's an interdisciplinary minor, so it doesn't matter what you major in. You can pick this up as a minor. So I really encourage the students to follow their dreams, follow their passion as far as their major. And if they want to start something new or reinvigorate an existing organization, we'll give them the classes to teach them how to do that, where to start, how to develop it, and then how to get other people to buy into their vision.
One student planning on starting down the business path is senior Amanda Ryerholm.
I knew that business would be a good thing for what I want to do. I'm going to be doing photography, and so business is always probably a good thing to have, just to market yourself.
She says the classes have helped her learn what she needs to know in order to succeed in business.
I have no prior knowledge of any business really, so I've learned a ton on marketing and basically what I need to know to get my business going if I want to do my own business. I feel more confident, not just in what I need to do for my starting a business, but I feel more confident in myself.
This confidence gained from a college class has translated into something Ryerholm says she will take along with her in the future.
I feel more prepared for the real world, I guess you could say. So.
For USF College Week, I'm Jordan Erickson.
Be sure to look for new entrepreneurial studies classes as you make out your schedules for the fall.
Another new minor is available this year. Shelley Jacobs has more with the new Bible minor.
Beginning this fall, USF students will have the ability to pick up a minor in biblical studies. This newly added opportunity provides students with the ability to continue on their education in the Bible. Dr. John Higgle, a theology professor at the university, discusses what the course requirements are for this minor.
Everybody who has taken Introduction to the Bible is ready to do the Bible minor, and so there are a whole series of courses that we offer in the Bible. There's a regular series of courses, Jesus and the Gospels, letters of Paul, books of Hebrews to Revelation. We offer Old Testament courses a couple times a year, and then there'll be elective courses in this or that book of the Bible, plus some topical things.
Higgle says that he is excited about the ability to add new courses to the theology curriculum. At USF, 2 Bible courses are a part of the liberal arts requirement. With these 2 courses, Higgle hopes that students will want to continue on learning about the Bible. Junior Kara Niederhauser shares what got her interested in the Bible minor.
Well, I really like the theology classes at USF. I just started taking them because you have to for the prerequisite for taking Intro to Bible and Intro to Christian Thought, and I really liked the professors and the classes, and then I just kind of started taking them, and Dr. John Higgle talked to me about the Bible minor, and it sounded very interesting.
Higgle hopes that students will take this new opportunity to further explore the scriptures.
And I think a lot of the students who will end up doing this are people who did not come here to study the Bible, that didn't really know the Bible all that well, and then say, hey, this is for me. I enjoy digging into this kind of stuff and going deeper. So that's what we hope for.
Niederhauser expresses that this minor could help involve more students in the religious activities provided at USF.
I think the more classes that you take, the more interested you are going to become, just because the theology professors at USF are so good and the classes are so interesting that you might just get a little bit more of a hunger for theology and what it all has to offer.
The Bible minor will be available to all students starting in the fall of 2009. For College Week, I'm Shelley Jacobs.
Up next on College Week, Stephanie Chmielewski talks with USF campus safety advocate Kristen Fick about Sexual Assault Awareness Month. We'll be right back.
Good morning and welcome to another edition of USF Crosstalk. I'm your host, Stephanie Chmielewski. Today I'm joined by the University of Sioux Falls Safe Campus Advocate, Kristen Fick. Good morning, Kristen.
Good morning.
How are you?
Good. Thank you for having me this morning.
Good. So, Kristen, tell me a little bit about your position at the University of Sioux Falls.
All right. Well, like you said, I am the Safe Campus Advocate. I was brought to campus in the fall of 2007 by a grant the university received from the Department of Justice Office on Violence Against Women. The grant specifically is called the Safe Campus Grant, which focuses on stalking, sexual assault, and dating and domestic violence crimes on campus. So with that, we then in turn kind of rolled it into a preventative, proactive approach on these crimes and trying to prevent them on campus through educational and risk reduction activities, and called it the Youth Safety Program. So,
okay. And what are your responsibilities?
My responsibilities as the project director of the grant would be carrying out the goals and objectives that were stated in the grant. So just making sure that we have increased surveillance for students, campus safety improvements. There's a $300,000 budget that came with the grant, so spending that money according to how we had allocated it, awareness events for students, just various educational opportunities that we can present to the students and for the campus to make it a safer and better environment. So,
okay. And how often is that grant renewable?
That grant is renewable every 3 years. We are currently halfway through about right now for our grant cycle, and we will be reapplying for the fall of 2010. So,
all right. Well, I've heard you talk a lot about the Youth Safety Program on campus. What is that exactly?
The Youth Safety Program is kind of the proactive approach that we took with the grant dollars in forming a safety program on campus. It's kind of the offset of campus safety, but the educational component, the risk reduction, the prevention, kind of trying to prevent these things from happening, being proactive against these crimes versus reactive. So.
And how do you do educational support with that on campus?
There's various ways that I reach the students. I try to get into the classroom. I have a program called Don't Cancel Class, where a professor can call me if they're going to be gone, and I will go in and kind of substitute teach for them. I'll take attendance, give quizzes, do whatever they might need me to do the first few minutes of class, but then also kind of a stipulation is that I get to present on grant topics. So it could be anything from just talking purely about sexual assault on college campuses. We talk a little bit about cyber stalking, Facebook and MySpace, as that's very prominent for college students. We also talk about things related to healthy relationships and sexual violence that you might see in the media, or how we can form those relationships that are free of red flags. So getting students that way, and then in addition, I try to hold various educational opportunities for students to attend on campus throughout the semester.
So on such a small campus, why is it important to be informed on such topics?
Well, I believe that on a small campus and in a city as safe as we consider Sioux Falls, we're not immune to these topics. As sad as it is and as unfortunate as it is, it occurs at campuses all across the United States, and USF is not immune, just as Augie, our neighbors, or anyone else is not immune to these crimes, as safe as we may be. I do want to commend USF for the preventative measures that they do take, the intervisitation hours and having restrictions on the dorms. Those are all safety precautions, round the clock campus security. Those are all things that we can do to try to reduce the risk, but we can never fully be guaranteed that they will be prevented.
And how can students themselves help protect?
I think just being aware of your environment, especially not to stereotype females, but sometimes they are often the targeted subject. So being aware of your environment, carrying a cell phone, traveling in packs, just all of those simple safety techniques, having your keys out before you get to the parking lot. Those are all things that we sometimes take for granted living in a safe city, but yet we still need to be on guard.
Have there been any improvements or technological advances on campus that help with the safety?
Yeah, with the grant there were several improvements made around campus. We do have increased surveillance. The number of video surveillances that we do have around campus has significantly increased. We were able to get some better tracking software for the campus safety program. And then in addition, some of the biggest improvements that we've had is the youth safety program was able to help fund a portion of the call boxes, the blue light call boxes that are placed in the quad on campus and also in the Stewart Center parking lot. And I believe we are also working on getting a mass notification system for the students and personnel.
Great. And if the unfortunate happens and someone has been victimized, where can they go for help and comfort?
That's a great question as well. Well, we try to make it known to students at the beginning of the semester. Each student was given a wallet card that had a list of local numbers, campus numbers, and hotlines. So whatever the student is comfortable with is what we want to urge them to go with, but just so they do know, they can stop in counseling services, my office, down in the Academic Success Center is where all of those are housed, in the McDonald Center. Also, student development is a great place to start, and they will steer you in the right direction. As a part of what I do here on campus, a large component of the grant is working out in the community. So we have community partners with the Compass Center, the Sioux Falls Police Department, and also the Minnehaha County State's Attorney's Office. So with those, I have very good connections in referring students to those, trying to make them no cost associated and as private as can be for the student.
Great. Well, thank you so much.
Yeah.
That wraps up another edition of USF Crosstalk. Join us next week as Joshua Duncan sits down with recently re-elected Student Association President Ronnie Hawkins. For USF Crosstalk, I'm Stephanie Chmielewski.
And now it's time for sports with College Week sports reporter Jerry Coxwell.
So Jerry, what do you have for us this week in sports?
Golf season finally kicked off, and one of our pitchers got an award.
Very good.
Yeah. In their opening meet of the spring, the USF women's golf team traveled to Fremont, Nebraska Monday to compete at the GPAC's third qualifying event of the season. It was a strong afternoon for the team as they finished third overall, a score of 375, behind only Dakota Wesleyan, 350, and Northwestern, 369. Jordan Wilkinson, Allison Zeller, and Sarah Gilbert shot 90, 92, and 95 respectively, helping the Cougars maintain a strong hold in the top three. After 3 qualifying rounds, USF remains in second place, 55 strokes behind DWU. Next up for the Cougar women is a trip to Sioux City, Iowa to take part in the Briarcliff Invitational. First swing will be today, April 16th at 10 a.m. And now to baseball. Following an incredible pitching performance last weekend, USF pitcher Tom Murtha was named the GPAC Pitcher of the Week for April 6th through 12th. On Saturday, April 12th, Murtha threw a no-hitter against Hastings College, leading the Cougars to a thrilling 3-2 victory. He struck out 5 batters in the game. Murtha, a freshman from Parkston, South Dakota, has a record of 3-1 in the year, along with a 4.54 ERA earned run average. In addition, he leads the squad in opponent's batting average, as teams are hitting just .220 against him. Next up for the Cougars is a key doubleheader against rival Morningside College. First pitch will be tomorrow, April 17th at 3 p.m. in Sioux Falls Stadium, a.k.a. the Birdcage. And that's sports for today.
Thank you, Jerry.
You bet.
The University of Sioux Falls offers many activities to help students live active lifestyles. As March Madness comes to an end, intramural basketball teams take to the court. Here's Tyler Hitchcock with more on the story.
With summer almost here, the Stewart Center is burning up. With the intramural basketball season underway, students are able to get out there and have some fun.
Intramural season typically lasts a month or so. Depending on how many teams there are, we usually play each team once and then go into the playoffs. Playoffs start next week.
Whether fans or players, USF students come out to enjoy competition, atmosphere, and friends.
I really enjoy being able to get out and work out in a fun atmosphere, playing competitively yet for fun. It's kind of a good way to work out.
I don't know, it's just been fun to play with people, and we have a girl that's not from GI that's playing with us and stuff, and it's just been good to hang out and play with everybody.
Just watching. I mean, being here, I didn't know some of these kids could even play basketball. So I was just like, hey, sweet.
Whether swooshes or misses, the players can still create fun and exciting new experiences.
My best experience has been just playing with my friends, getting to get out and play. We don't win that many games, but it's still fun to play, so I really enjoy that.
Just that it's a lot of fun to get out and you get to meet new people, and it's just a great way to get out of the dorm and have fun. So it's not like you don't have to make it high competition.
Derek and Beth offer some advice to those who have not yet made it out to a game.
I tell them to do it, whether you're good or bad or mediocre. It's fun to play. There's teams for all kinds of ability levels, and there's always people looking to play and looking to add to their team. So just do it. It's fun.
Dude, it's awesome. Come watch. I mean, I didn't really want to, but I was like, okay, sure, why not? I'll give it a try.
Reporting from College Week, I'm Tyler Hitchcock.
To watch intramural basketball in action, head over to the Stewart Center every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday night starting at 10 p.m. And that wraps up another edition of USF College Week. I'm Mary Eggstead.
And I'm Daniel Hodges. Have a great day.